All right, peace, love, and light. This is just going to be your tarot reading, Leo, for Gemini season. If you want to book a personal reading with me or see more tarot, all of that information is, as always, in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. And while you're there, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are going to say our prayer and shuffle up, and then we shall begin. So, dear the Divine God, our Holy Father, Yahweh, and our angels, thank you for being the highest form of good in our lives, for keeping our heads on straight and straying us away from negativity as best as possible. And thank you to the angels for the assistance they have brought today and assistance they'll bring during this reading. Right now, I'm asking that you guys bless and protect this space, as well as the viewers and myself, to ground us in our energy, Lord, so that way we know what messages to receive, and to gift us the keen discernment to know what to do with the knowledge received as well. Please grant us the ability to keep our personal opinion and bias to the side if you so choose, the strength to continue on, and the clarity needed to focus. And anything else that you deem worthy for this reading, please allow us to be the vessels to receive and deliver. Amen. Ashe. All right, let's go ahead and see what's going on, Leo. As you should know, I am a Leo myself. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for Gemini season for us. We're going to do 3 cards, 3 oracle cards, and then dig deeper with the tarot. So what's going on for Leo in Gemini season? The first card out is the Hunter. This is determination. We are determined this season, Leo, for Gemini season. Second card out is the Spiral reversed. We're ungrowing something. We're unbecoming something. We are going backwards in our growth scale. So we're determined to unbecome something. And last but not least, we have the Circle. I want to read this Circle card for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see what's going on with this card. So with this card, I'm being led to read the essence. So unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The Circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. So this is a card about connection and the cycles of life. I want to dig deeper into this card here for some reason. We're undoing certain connections this season, whether it's behavioral connections, relationships, or even mental connections, like thinking certain ways. We're undoing connections this season. We are determined to undo a connection, is what I feel. And as we are determined to undo a connection, we're also determined, or we're also determined to undo a cycle. What is this Circle card? 5 of Cups. This is my card of trial and error with the Hangman. We're being invited to see from a different perspective through the trials and errors that we have. We're being invited to gain some wisdom about some certain things and about some certain connections that we have. Hold on, you guys, I'm getting hot. I gotta open up this window. So we're being invited to see differently in our connections. We're being invited to we're being invited to see differently or gain a different perspective, or see from a higher perspective, to gain some type of enlightenment about the connections that we try to have. That's what we're being invited to do. I feel like this is a divine intervention, some sort of divine stoppage from us connecting from us disconnecting certain connections. We're being invited to see them differently. What is the way that we need to see them? What is the way that we need to see them? 5 of Wands, backed by the 9 of Wands. Conflicting. I was thinking this was conflicting and frustrating. Something that is not able to go, do, or be done. Something that's not able to be finished. I was thinking that we need to see these connections in a positive light, but we need to open up our eyes to the reality that some of these connections are negative and are unable to be brought forward with or move forward in. Some of these connections we need to release and let go because they are unable to be done. So I'm feeling this is really in an area of our life where we keep on trying to make something happen and it keeps on failing for us. This is being able to see that some of these connections are not really that good or not easy to, or not blah blah. I don't know why I can't talk. Some of these connections are not good, and some of these connections are not good for us. We need to see the connections where we keep on trying to obtain something or do something and failing at it as a connection that we need to release and let go of. And that's why this Hangman card is here. I feel like we are being suspended, and suspended meaning we're being stopped in order for us to clearly see that some of the things that we are doing need not be done because they cannot be accomplished. So it makes me ask, is it accomplishment in the way that we are doing it, or it can't be accomplished because of the other people we're doing it with? Is it the way that we are doing it or the other people we are doing it with? The Sun card in the reverse headed to the challenge position. It is the connections that sadden us, that make us sad. The connections that make us sad are the connections that we need to release. The ones where we can't move forward because of the way that we feel emotionally. It's those connections where you are trying to overcome your emotions and make something happen. Like, for example, every time that you try to talk to Bethany, you feel emotionally distraught or emotionally wrecked or something like that. Your emotions get all saddened and gloomy and depressing every time that you try to talk to Bethany. That is your emotions telling you that this connection that you have need not be because of the way that it's making you feel. What else do we have for Leo in Gemini season? Did something flip over? No. What else do we have for Leo in Gemini season? 2 cards come out. One is the Justice and the other one is the 4 of Cups, both of them in the reverse. This is my opinion. This is one's opinion over another. This is injustice as well as an unclear mind. And we still got the Hangman at the bottom of the deck here. We're really being invited to see from a different perspective and gain enlightenment. And it's more so gain enlightenment than seeing from a different perspective. We really need to gain enlightenment about the connections that we have. And I feel like the enlightenment that we need to gain is just a realization that we should stop. That there are things that we should not do and things that we should not participate in. And some of those things are the connections that we have been trying to formulate and make happen, even when nothing is there. That unrequited love situation, or a situation where you're not receiving the same that you dish out. Those type of disconnecting experiences where you're not being given the same thing that you give to other people. We got the Justice card in the reverse, which is the unfairness that I'm speaking of right now. And then the Four of Cups, which is an inability to connect to the self. Thoughts running wild, an emotional mind. These connections where we are not receiving what we dish out, these connections where it's not equal reciprocity, have us wondering about them and staying within our minds very heavily as to why the connection is the way that the connection is. These connections that have our mind racing are the connections that we need to let go of. And I feel like we are ungrowing these connections in the way of, I feel like we're ungrowing these connections in the way of going ghost and, growing apart from the friendships or relationships that you have had. But I also feel that, damn, I just lost it. Sorry for the noise in the background. I got my window open. I was getting hot. I guess maybe I can close it, but I might wind up opening it up back again. So I think I'm going to just deal with the noise and speak a little louder or something. I don't know. But we are unbecoming something. Damn, I wish I still had what it was, because it was very important. Oh, there it is. The connections that we are entertaining that are unequal reciprocity are having us ungrow ourselves. We're taking steps backward in our self-development journey. And receding back to possibly insecurity, depression. It's taking away from us more than it is giving to us. And we need to open up our eyes to see that. So we need to pay attention, 1313, as I'm saying this. We need to pay attention to, what do we need to pay attention to? We need to pay attention to the behavior of the connection and how it makes us feel, in order for us to open up our eyes and realize that this connection is really not for us. For somebody in somebody's life, there is a person that is sitting on the borderline of or a person that is existing within the threshold of why you would cut a connection off. They're just existing in the doorway. So you can't close it and you can't open it. Well, it's open rather, but you can't close the door because they're existing in the threshold, meaning they do the bare minimum. The bare minimum is what they do. And if you accept that, then leave the door open. But if you do not accept the bare minimum, I recommend that you close the door. What else do we have? We have the Fool card and the Ten of Swords reverse. This Fool card is going into the challenge position. So this is a new journey that we're starting on, but it may be a revival of an old conversation or an old journey. This is an old conversation that you have had with yourself, that you're going on a new journey with. And I feel that this new journey ends in a glorious light. And along the way, we are losing the people that we should not be connected to. What else do we have for Leo in Gemini season? Our card comes out with the Strength card in the reverse. Vulnerability. See, that's what I'm saying. It's weakening us. Existing with these connections is really weakening us. Investing in our vulnerability. The Strength card is in the reverse. Investing in our vulnerabilities. Investing in our I feel like cutting them off will make us stronger. And that's the investment in the vulnerabilities. Cutting them off will make us stronger. But this is also confirming that this is ungrowing us, unbecoming us. We're going backwards in our self-development journey by interacting with these connections that are giving us the bare minimum. Or just we keep trying but failing at. We need to go ahead and release certain people, places, and things that are making us weaker by not restoring the connection or giving to the connection as it should be given. What else do we have? Okay, Tower moment comes out. High Priestess in the reverse. We've already opened up the door on the unfairness, which is an unrequited love. And that is the truth of the situation. That is the truth of the situation here. It's unfair. It is unfair. This connection is unfair to us. It's not giving back to us equally. I want to close this window, but Lord, I know I'm going to get hot again, but I have to. It's too loud. Sorry, it's taking me so long. I got one of those windows that you got to like crank open and stuff. Okay, so that was a little bit too loud. And you can still hear it, but it is what it is when it comes to that connection. That situation. But the truth about our experience is that it's unrequited love. It's unrequited situation. It's an unrequited relationship where you are not going to receive what you dish out from another person. And that's the secret of the connection. And that's a piece of what we need enlightenment upon. So what else do we need enlightenment upon? The Queen of Swords in the reverse. I'm feeling like this is the other party. The other party hasn't learned a lesson. The other party doesn't want to be bothered by a lesson in learning what this Queen of Swords is. And this Queen of Swords is being empty-handed. I feel that the other person doesn't want to know your side of the story or how you feel. The other person doesn't want to know how this connection is making you feel, how the unrequitedness in this connection or the unfairness in this connection is making you feel. And I feel really strongly that the connection is very unfair. Like you're on the side doing a lot and they're not doing too much. I feel that this is very unrequited. It's not giving out the right reciprocity. So things need to change and things have to change. I really hope you guys can hear me because I am not redoing this reading. Like, I'm just not redoing this reading. Try to wait on this to pass. You know, the people out there are mowing the lawn. What else do we need to gain enlightenment upon? Oh, I also wanted to say that since these people do not want to learn about your position and how you feel in the relationship, that exactly means that they don't care enough about you or about it in order to even change it or even see what it is. They just don't care enough. We got the Tower moment. This is awakening to the end. Yeah, they just don't care enough about you. People in this uneven reciprocity, whatever word it is, uneven reciprocal connection. These people don't care enough. They just plainly do not care enough to change or better the connection or even give more to it. They just don't care enough. So with that happening, we also got the Tower coming out, which is an awakening to the end. And us having that knowledge of knowing that they just don't care enough is what's needed in order for us to fully relinquish and let go of the connection that is. They just don't care enough. They just do not. So I'm feeling like that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's so funny because today's reading was about relinquishing the connection, and this reading was about relinquishing the connection. I don't know what I'm going to name this yet. I really do not know. I think I'm going to just call it Let It Go. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call this reading. So that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me or see more tarot, all of that information is, as always, in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. And while you're there, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Peace, love, and light. And as always, be great.